In the early hours of November 13, 2022, a small college town in Idaho was rocked by a crime so brutal it sent shockwaves across the nation. Four University of Idaho students, Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, were savagely stabbed to death in their off-campus home. The killer? A man who seemed to blend into the quiet academic world, hiding a dark secret. His name was Bryan Kohberger. This is the chilling true story of the Idaho student murders, the hunt for a killer, and the haunting questions that remain unanswered. Today, we'll unravel the horrifying details of the crime, debunk the rampant online rumors going around social media, and explore the aftermath of Kohberger's arrest and sentencing. Stay with us as we dive into one of the most unsettling true crime cases in recent history. It was just after 4 a.m. on November 13, 2022, in Moscow, Idaho, a town known for its tight-knit community and the University of Idaho. Inside a rental home on King Road, 6 college students were asleep or winding down after a typical Saturday night. But one man had other plans. Bryan Kohberger, a 28-year-old PhD student in criminology at nearby Washington State University, entered the house with a military-style knife. What followed was a nightmare. Kaylee Goncalves, 21, and Madison Mogen, 21, were best friends and roommates known for their infectious energy. Xana Kernodle and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin were a beloved couple, both active in the university's Greek life. They were found stabbed multiple times, mostly defensive wounds, indicating they fought for their lives. Xana alone had over 50 stab wounds, a testament to the brutality of this kind of attack. 2 roommates, Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funke, survived. Dylan later told police she saw a man in a mask with bushy eyebrows leaving the house that night. She was frozen in fear, unaware of the horror unfolding just rooms away. It wasn't until nearly 8 hours later, at 11:56 a.m., that Bethany called 911 to report Xana unconscious. The call brought police to a scene they described as horrific. The Moscow Police Department faced immense pressure. The small town hadn't seen any homicides in years, and now they had a quadruple murder with no clear motive. Early clues pointed to a white Hyundai Elantra seen near the crime scene. Investigators traced it to Kohberger, who owned a matching vehicle. His DNA was found on a Ka bar knife sheath left at the scene, a critical mistake by a killer who thought he'd covered his tracks. But Kohberger was meticulous. Prosecutors revealed he'd purchased the knife months earlier, visited the victim's neighborhood at least 12 times before the murders, and even tried to erase his Amazon search history. His apartment and car were so thoroughly cleaned that police found no usable evidence against him. But that knife sheath with his DNA was the key that unraveled all of his plan.
As the investigation unfolded, the internet exploded with theories. Some claimed Kohberger was part of an online incel group or had stalked the victims on social media. Others pointed to a local restaurant, the Mad Greek, where Madison and Xana worked, suggesting Kohberger was a regular who fixated on them. But police debunked these rumors. They found no evidence of Kohberger following the victims online, no social media connections, and no link to the restaurant. Moscow Police Chief James Fry stated, "We've looked for a link and we have not found one." Despite public speculation, Kohberger had no known personal or online connection to his victims. The case became a magnet for armchair detectives, but these theories often misled the public and added pain to the victims' families.
On December 30, 2022, after a 7-week manhunt, Kohberger was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. He was extradited to Idaho, where he initially pleaded not guilty. During his first interview with police, he engaged in small talk about his PhD program, but clammed up immediately when asked about the murders, invoking his Fifth Amendment rights. Classmates at Washington State University described Kohberger as intelligent but selfish, often discussing his interest in criminal decision-making and burglary. Some noticed scratches on his face and hands in late 2022, which he claimed were from a car accident. These details painted a picture of a man obsessed with crime, perhaps living out a twisted fantasy. For over 2 years, Kohberger maintained his innocence, but on July 2, 2025, in a stunning turn, he pleaded guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary as part of a plea deal to avoid the death penalty. The deal sparked mixed reactions. Some families, like Ethan Chapin's, supported it to avoid a grueling trial. Others, like the Goncalves family, felt blindsided, desperate for answers about why their loved ones were targeted. On July 23, 2025, at the Ida County Courthouse in Boise, Judge Stephen Hippler sentenced Kohberger to 4 consecutive life sentences without parole, plus 10 years for burglary. During the emotional hearing, victims' families and surviving roommates Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funke gave heart-wrenching impact statements.
He didn't just take their lives. He took the light they carried it into every room. He took away how they made everyone feel loved and full of joy. He took away the ability for me to tell them that I love them and that I'm so proud of them.
And Kohberger declined responding to any of the families, leaving his motives a mystery.
On July 23, 2025, at the Ada County Courthouse, only Kohberger's mother, Maryann, and sister, Amanda, sat in the gallery during his sentencing. Maryann was overcome with emotion, shuddering and crying as the victims' families delivered these heart-wrenching impact statements. Amanda, his sister, stayed close, shielding their mother from the media as they left. The family, through their attorney, had asked for privacy, saying they'd let the legal process unfold without comment, a sign of the heavy toll this case took on them. But amidst all of this, a strange moment caught everyone's attention. During a courtroom recess, Kohberger flashed a big smile at his mother, the only time he acknowledged her. Some mistook this as his family smiling, but reports confirm it was Kohberger alone. Even odder, a note with a heart sat on the defense table. His attorney, Ann Taylor, picked it up, spoke to Kohberger, and smiled briefly. Was it a personal note? A legal strategy? Its meaning remains unknown, deepening the enigma of a killer who left no motive and very few answers to work with.
The public's fascination with the case led to intense scrutiny of Kohberger and his family. Raised in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, by Maryann and Michael Kohberger Jr., alongside older sisters Melissa and Amanda, Bryan grew up in the Pocono Mountains. His parents worked modest jobs, Maryann in the school system, Michael in maintenance. Online sleuths uncovered a 2014 misdemeanor theft charge when Bryan, then a teen, allegedly stole his sister's phone, reported by his father. He avoided jail time. They also uncovered a curious detail. Amanda, now 37, starred as Lori in a 2011 low-budget horror film 2 Days Back, where students are stabbed to death in the woods by a killer with a hidden motive. The eerie parallel to her brother's crimes sparked online buzz, with posts on X noting the coincidence. Director Kevin Boone called Amanda a joy to work with, unaware of her brother's actions until after his arrest.
The Idaho student murders left a scar on Moscow and the nation as a whole. Why did Kohberger choose these victims? Was it a random act of violence, or did his criminology studies fuel a darker obsession? Prosecutors admitted they may never know his motive. As Judge Hippler noted, there is no reason for these crimes that could approach anything resembling rationality. Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan were more than victims. They were vibrant young people with dreams and futures stolen too soon. Their families continue to seek closure, while the case serves as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk in plain sight.